And if you guys like our mailbags, we appreciate that. Show it by liking today's video. I think it's always good to have that little fun back and forth. Whether we agree or disagree on the Dallas Cowboys, we all just want them to win. So if you like the mailbags, like the video right now. A super chat to begin from Mark. Tom, I think we will get rid of Dak Prescott next year. It's very possible. It's also possible Dak might say, I'm going to get rid of you. He might not want to decide to come back for another year. That's a possibility. There's no team control over him at this point. So that is going to be a key sticking point for Dallas and Prescott. Check in again closer to August, and again once week 1 gets going. There's no deal done by then, which I hate waiting that long in the first place, but I digress. Things get a little bit dicey for Dallas pretty quickly. From Ecuador Man, mentioning some center depth options this year. Cedric Van Pran out of Georgia, Tanner Bertolini out of Wisconsin, the Penn State dude, Hunter Norzad. A lot of depth. I think Matt Lee's a decent player. There are centers in this year's class that I do like, and I think you can find somebody on day 2, early day 3. No fourth makes it complicated, but there are ways you can go about finding some additional help at the center spot, which I think we would all agree this team needs. From Tanner, how would you react if Dallas took Michael Penix or Bo Nix in round 1? I'd feel better about Michael Penix than I would Bo Nix. I'd be kind of disappointed at first because I don't think the plan has gone properly. Like I don't think that they've set themselves up to do it the way they should be doing it. But I would then immediately support that guy as the next franchise quarterback of the Cowboys. Like for me, it is I want the Cowboys to win. Sometimes I feel like ownership doesn't feel the same way, but that is how I want to do. That is what I will cheer for, what I will root for, even if I don't agree with the way they're going about doing it. So it'd be a deep exhale and go, okay, he's the guy now. So would you draft a quarterback in the first round of the NFL draft? Y for yes, N for no. Go ahead and sound off for me in the comment section of today's video. Daniel M. Trade one of your 7ths and a future 2nd to the Panthers for the 101st pick. That's actually an overpay. You should not have to trade a 2nd to get the 1st pick in the 4th round. A future 3rd should be enough to make that happen, and we'll see if they think it's worthwhile based on who's on the board at that time. But I don't think you don't have to move a 2nd, even though you're bad at drafting in the 2nd round. I get that. I think a future 3rd would be enough there. Basically, what you did with the Chiefs last year, you sent one of the first picks in the 6th round for your 5th next season. Vince, why not try putting Tyler Smith at left tackle, Jackson Powers-Johnson left guard, and Frazier at center in the mock draft scenario? I would be surprised if they wanted to try JPJ at guard. I think he can do it, but I would be a little surprised if a team went, well, let's take a center and then another center. I think at that point, they'd probably be more inclined to look for a pure guard or look away from the offensive line altogether. I think if you're going to do it, you're going to do it with a tackle and an interior piece. Now, it is doable, though, and when it comes to the fan-led mock draft, maybe I should have put it as an option instead of Malachi Corley, so that's on me. $2 from Wes. Tom, thoughts on the tackle from South Florida or Isaiah Davis in the 7th? I like Isaiah Davis in that range. I don't know if you're going to be able to get him necessarily in the 7th round, but it's not the worst idea. I think also you could see a double dip along the offensive line. Like I would not be or O-line and backfield. I wouldn't be shocked if that's a route they chose to go. Now, I wonder if you mean the tackle from Central Florida instead of South Florida. Maybe there's someone else you've got in mind. I'm thinking of Tylen Grable out of Central Florida, who's also probably a 7th-round pick. So you cannot have a 7th-round pick be a bad one. We might not love it, but you can have a good one. Today's show is made possible by LinkedIn Talent Solutions. The NFL Draft is all about NFL teams trying to find their next great employee. And if you are hiring for your small business, you know how important that next hire is. It can help make or break the success of your company. Now, LinkedIn isn't just another job board. They have the tools to help find the right professionals for your team faster and for free. They have a vast network of more than 1 billion professionals, which makes it the best place to hire. It gives you access to professionals you can't find anywhere else. LinkedIn does all that while making the process easy and intuitive. Hiring is easy when you have that many quality candidates. So easy, in fact, that 86% of small businesses get a qualified candidate within 24 hours. I am also involved in the hiring process here at Chat Sports, and that takes up quite a bit of my time. And that LinkedIn does help make it easier, though, because there are, as it turns out, lots of people want to talk about sports all day. So got to make sure we're getting the right people in here. LinkedIn is consistently and constantly finding ways to help make that process easier for everyone and for us here at Chat Sports. That's why 2.5 small businesses use LinkedIn for hiring. So post your job for free at linkedin.com/NFL daily. That's linkedin.com/NFL daily. The link is in the comments section and the description of today's show. From Maverick, Taco Charlton is lighting up the UFL. Bring him back? No, we've been down this road. Yeah, the guy is beating up on a bunch of blue-collar workers in the UFL. No, a bunch of, less than practice squad caliber players. No, I'm not bringing back Taco Charlton. Somebody else can do that. Now, specialists, kickers, punters, etc., I think could carve out a nice role from a UFL to NFL pipeline. Now, you should know the game by now, folks. Name a Cowboys legend for me in the comment section. Not someone who's actually a superstar player, but someone who played for the Cowboys and thus counts as a legend. Drop that player name for me in the comments right now. Daniel M's got a rapid-fire 7-round mock. Graham Barton from Duke in the first. Patrick Paul in round 2. Braylon Allen round 3. McKinley Jackson round 4. Tommy Eichenberg round 5. Drew Winton in the 6th round. And a quarterback in the 7th round. Yeah, possible, doable, and I think we'd all feel at least decently about that mock draft. From Leroy Pearson Jr., if there was going to be a surprise move by the Jones, what would you speculate that it would be? So it's got to be a surprise. So it's not like, they took the tackle, Trading down in round 1, but getting future picks and not picks this year. That would be the surprise move that if you were actually rebuilding, that would be the type of move that I think would make a lot of sense for you. From Elite 360, in terms of, this is a super thanks that came in for how do you grade what the Cowboys have done this offseason. You and the team have done well this offseason. I wish you were in charge of the Cowboys. I appreciate that, Elite 360. Appreciate all the super thanks that come in. You'll always get a shout out here on the show. If you are looking for daily Dallas Cowboys videos, you've come to the right spot. Hit that sub button right now, youtube.com/@CowboysTV. Vince, so the Cowboys trade Dak to the Patriots with the 3rd overall pick. If you were not committed to paying Dak Prescott and you could get that trade from New England, yes, you should do that. I think, the presence of the no-trade clause complicates things because Dak's not dumb. If he's going to go to the Patriots in 2025, he wants to have Marvin Harrison as his, receiver, right? And this hypothetical idea. So I think the no-trade clause is a massive issue because he doesn't want to give assets. He probably knows that. He's probably smart to identify that. He's months away from free agency in theory, right? And the Patriots, they might want the cheap young quarterback because there is the benefit of the mystery box idea. Getting everybody hyped about the new future guy. He's young, he's cheap. What that does for a franchise, I don't think should be undervalued, even though the likelihood is that Dak is a lot better than whatever quarterback the Patriots could get at number 3 overall. From Josh, who do you not want the Cowboys to draft? I don't know. Now, there's a lot of routes I would consider going there, but I would be surprised if there wasn't a good pick for Dallas in round 1. I think they should be able to get somebody talented. They should be able to get an impact player. I think the worst case is Tyler Guyton, which I don't love Guyton, but it's not a bad pick. Something dumb would be like a linebacker or a back, I suppose. Who is your least favorite round 1 Cowboys draft target? Sound off for me in the comment section right now. Dan, coming back to his trade idea, put a trade 233 and a future second to the Panthers for 101, and they said no. That is the issue that you will consistently have when it comes to the draft sims. Sometimes it's just they turn off trades for other teams. Like, that's kind of how it tends to work. It's just kind of how it naturally is. Like, they just don't want to make a trade, period. In real life, if you offered that to Carolina, they would say yes. That's a guaranteed top 64 pick. They would say yes. Even with the 1 round less discount, they would take that. But the draft sims are sims. It's not always designed to be perfect because it's a simulation. There has to be weird stuff that occurs at least occasionally.